Are you creating your future from the freedom of your true expression or from the pressure of the past? Good morning, everybody. I know that a lot of people really want to feel happy in their future. If they think about their future, they think, I just want to be happy. And I think the reason for that is because in the present moment, they're unhappy. Why would we want something in the future if it was something that we felt in the present moment? I'll say that again. Why would we want something in the future if it was something that we felt in the present moment? Now, for example, I've been speaking a lot about how when we feel unhappy, for example, it's because we have separated ourselves from our truth. And I've also been talking about how what happens sometimes when we feel that we're not good enough, we separate all the different aspects of who we are. So we separate our mind from our heart. We separate our body from our spirit. We separate everything like our true expression and from our past. So there's this sense of separation that goes on inside of our body, inside of our world. And when we feel that sense of separation, there is no sense of completion. There is a disconnect. And when there is a disconnect between our head and our heart, our body and our spirit, when there's that sense of disconnect, it's very hard for us to make choices, to be in the present moment, because there's a conflict. There's a right or a wrong. There's a constant, overwhelming feeling of, I don't know what to do. So imagine if you were to take on an observer consciousness. An observer consciousness. Now what that means is that you begin to observe everything that goes on in your world. You begin to observe, what is your head thinking? What is the past saying to you? What is your soul saying to you? What's going on in my body? What's going on in my energy field? What's going on in all the different aspects to who I am? And when you begin to observe, you begin to see that they're not separate in terms of one being better than the other. They're just separate. They're just different aspects to who we are. And in order for us to be complete, we need all the different puzzles, all the different puzzle pieces to make one whole and complete expression. Now, this is the true expression of who you are. If you're wanting to create a future where you feel happy, I feel that what we need to do is take on an observer consciousness of all the different aspects. You see, when you take on an observer consciousness, there is no self-criticism. Because when we separate from our true expression, from the idea that we're complete, when we separate the aspects of who we are and we think that one is right and one is wrong, there is no true value. There's no connection to that true value of who we are, that sense of completion. There is just judgment and self-criticism. And when we take on the observer consciousness, we take on the belief that self-approval and self-love are the keys to creating a future that is free. When we're separate, when we believe that all the aspects and we have to be separate, then we can't create a future that is a future that we're happy about. Because we're constantly believing and being in this separate value, this space where we're not feeling connected with who we truly are. So one, we take on an observer consciousness. Two, we look at the idea that self-love and self-acceptance are key. And three, what I'd like to encourage you to do today is I'd like you to begin to visualize your future more. So not necessarily, if you meditate, that's wonderful, But visualization is a process where you just close your eyes and you connect with all the different aspects of who you are. And you visualize from the inside out, from your true worth and your true value out, a future that feels that which you want to feel. A future that will be free. And you imagine what that feels like, where you will be. Those of you who are part of the elite group, this is going to be our meditation this Friday, is we're going to do a beautiful meditation like this. And you begin to visualize from the space of completion rather than the space of separation. When we're really unhappy, guys, when we're really unhappy, it's because we believe that our value is outside of us. We believe that our value is that which we think other people expect of us. And until we let go of that value and we come into a space of our true value, we will never be happy. We will always be thinking of creating a future where we're happy, because when we're separate, we're not truly happy in the moment. So my question is, where is it that you are being, acting and doing in accordance with the value that you think you should be because of what society has taught you? And where are you being from a space of your true value, that sense of completion, that sense of acceptance of all of who you are, acceptance of your thoughts and your feelings, acceptance of your energy and your body, acceptance of your spirit, acceptance of the connection that you have. We love, honor, and accept of all of who we are. And this comes into creating and inventing a life that you want. All these aspects are complete, they are one. Yes, I talk about them in terms of steps, but they're not separate. They're all one. They're all together. So, I feel that if this is what you want, we need to begin to train our mind. We need to begin to train our thoughts. So we have the background now. We understand that, yes, we visualize, but that's all great. Now what we need to do is begin to train new thoughts. And how we train new thoughts is by visualizing every day, by creating that space every day where we connect with that sense of oneness. We train our thoughts. We've had to train our thoughts up until this point. So guys, this is why I say, good morning, Melissa. This is why I say it's important that what we do is we connect with ourselves every single day, because we need to train our mind to the new. Whenever you get into a space of self-criticism, you're in the past thoughts. Whenever you're in the space of self-love and self-acceptance, you're in the space of the new. You're in the space of your true value. I'll say that again. Whenever you are in self-criticism, you are in the conditioned past thoughts. Whenever you are in self-love and self-acceptance, you're in the space of the new and the completion of who you are. So this is the space where we want to start training our thoughts to be. And it's about just being conscious, just observing. This is what we've done this last week. You observe all of the different aspects of who you are. Love, honor, and accept all the different aspects. Visualize where you want to be so that you feel that love and acceptance of self. And then you begin to think those thoughts over and over again. We said yesterday, it's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. If the thought is a thought of self-criticism, then we change it to a thought that is in alignment with love, honor, and acceptance. So if you want a future where you are happy, this is what I recommend that you do. I feel you need to complete and love all the different aspects of who you are. And train your mind daily. Yesterday I spoke about setting an alarm for 3 p.m. where you just have a space where you reflect. What are the thoughts that I'm having? Why do I recommend that? Because we want to train ourselves. Because otherwise you just visualize, and that's great. You send out the energy in that moment. But what energy are you sending out in all the other moments of the day? I wish you a wonderful day where you are consciously sending out energy from the true expression of who you are, so that you can create a freedom from that true expression rather than the pressure of the past. Namaste, beautiful souls. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.